Then beyond the building, you have to also maintain, just like a physical building. If you don't maintain the building with painting and repairing damages or fixing leakages, that building could collapse. And emphasis again, for networking to truly be beneficial, it has to be for mutual benefit. But most people that approach networking with the aim of what they can get out of it, hardly with the view of what they can give. And I put it to you as I'll demonstrate as we go on. What you put actually is what triggers what you get. It's not the other way around. And networking is important, particularly for a business, because through networking, you find opportunities to collaborate. Just like Hyacinth and I are doing on this program now, this is a collaboration. He's a coach, I'm a coach, but here we're collaborating to deliver this program. It provides access to information and resources that you may not have. The wider your network, the higher your net worth, because you're able to leverage and access information and resources, which could be money, which could be ideas, which could be contact that can accelerate the growth of your business. And networking also can just expand one's social and professional circle. Through networking, you gather knowledge. And as an individual or someone who is just career minded, even if you're not into business, your career actually grows, because usually matters concerning your growth or your career are being discussed in rooms that you may never have access to. But the wider your network is, the easier it is for you to leverage on networking for such benefits. Now, network, you will notice as I've had it imprinted on the screen, the work part of net is in red, because for emphasis, to network correctly is work. It is not easy to network right. It takes time, it takes resources, it is work. And perhaps that's where a lot of people don't even bother, or they don't succeed in it, because very few people like anything that is wrapped around work. But to truly network, in spite of its huge benefits, you have to work to get the network right. And it is not easy to network. That's why Thomas Edison, with that quote there, says, opportunity is missed by most people because opportunity is usually dressed in overalls that look like work. This program, this session itself is an opportunity. But guess, if you count Hyacinth and I out, there are just 21 of us in this room. Both of us have communities that run up to thousands on social media. This has been put out there well before today, about 3-4 days ago. Today is a holiday, so it's not like someone is trying to get home from traffic. Where is everybody? That is what Thomas Edison is saying. Many opportunities are lost because most people just see such opportunities looking like work, and they're just not ready to go through work. But networking has great rewards. I'm a beneficiary, I'm a testament to what networking can do for you. There's nothing from my past that could have predicted that I'll be where I am in my career and my personal brand and status. Most, if not all of that, next to God, has come from networking. Because you generate business leads through networking. Now, how and where do you network? This is an opportunity that most people also don't understand and miss out on. How and where do you network? I put it to you that you network everywhere. Networking has to be a habit. And because you never know where the opportunity would come, you must be prepared. By nature, I'm a reserved personality. I used to be extremely, relatively quiet. I lacked self-esteem and self-belief. But thanks to my mentors and coaches, look at who I am now. People pay me to speak. Networking has to be everywhere. It must be a habit. And here are some examples of where to network. Your Old Students Association. Many of us are not interested in that body called Old Students Association. Either we feel we are too old for those that go there, or those that go there just go there to show off their status and you don't feel accomplished enough, or you just feel it's a useless place to spend time in. Hello, you are making a big mistake. Your old students association is one of the best places to network. Because in that group, you have people who are your seniors. Even within your class set, you have those who are well ahead of you in one area or the other. And those that are coming behind who actually look up to you. And you don't have to attend all students association meetings, but pay your dues and show up at some of the events and activities. And also find what you can contribute and give. So it is not when you need the old students association, you suddenly drop your banner in the old students group and expecting anybody to patronize you. When was the last time you patronized anybody in your old students association? Then your colleagues at work are also a wonderful group to network with. Don't use the faces you see at work every day to basically evaluate their capacity and their reach. You don't know who their parents are, their uncles, their aunties, or who they know that you need to know. So if you're not open again to adding value to people at work, you're losing out on a big opportunity for receiving value from them through networking. Events are another opportunity many people miss to network. Me, whatever the event, I am consistently looking for who to contact, who to network with, who I can add value to in exchange for value that they would also give. So don't stop going to weddings, burials, and those events just for the right and the felicitation. They're wonderful, wonderful opportunity to connect and to network. You'll find all kinds of people there that you should be able to access, either through the host of the event or some fellow guest who will just walk you hand in hand to some table, and that starts the process. Trainings and workshops like this. I'm hoping before we finish, we'll be able to break out into some small rooms to practically demonstrate this, right? You don't know everybody in this room, for example, and you don't know where they're at their various stages of life. So at trainings and workshops, it's amazing. Some go to 2-3 day trainings. They sit around the same table with people. They never have discussions, never exchange contact details, they never get to know more about each other. They just take selfies and photographs and that's the end of it. But trainings and workshops are wonderful places to connect, to network. Religious places. Yes, religious places. Many just want to run away right after the service. That's when you go for physical services, by the way. I'm a Christian by faith. And one of the biggest lessons of networking I learned in the church I worship at, Olive Tree Parish of RCCG in Banana Island. Some years ago, I needed to access the MD of Coca-Cola. And we had sent official mails, letters to his office for about 2 months, not even an acknowledgement. Then one Sunday right after service, my then chairman, Alex Oko, worshiped the same church that I do. And I just mentioned to him after service that, can he help me? I'm trying to access the MD of Coca-Cola. And he just burst out laughing and held my hand and walked me about 2 rows adjacent to where I was sitting and introduced me to a gentleman and said, this is Soji Oyawe. He's the MD of our company, Resource Intermediary. Soji, meet XYZ, the MD of Coca-Cola. So apparently the MD that I've been writing to in Coca-Cola for 2 months worships in the same church that I do, sits 2 rows behind me every Sunday. Needless to say, we got the transaction from just that introduction. That is what networking does. So don't just run off. Yes, sometimes, especially when you're relatively highly placed, people walk up to you after service for one help or the other. Well, if you're able to, provide the help. If you're not, be bold enough to just shrug it off and let it go. But in running away and just hiding yourself from religious places or thinking that we only come here to worship, after service, get to shake hands, get to meet a few people here and there. Transport mediums, traveling by road, air, and sea, especially by air. You don't, even if you can't afford a business class ticket, almost all airports allow you to pay to access the lounge. Right. So I do this a lot. Sometimes all I do is I buy an economic class ticket, but then I pay 5, 10,000 to be in the VIP room. I mean, not now. Thankfully, my current status provides some of these things as a means of privilege, right? But you don't have to have gotten to that level. So you may not be able to afford the business class, pay 5,000 or 10,000 naira equivalent to go into the VIP lounge. There you'll meet the key people that you are trying to access. And of course, when you're in that kind of space, walk in and behave as if you belong there. Don't begin to shiver and jitter when you meet them. And just walk up to them and introduce yourself. And I've been meaning to meet you. I'm impressed by what you are doing out there. My name is this. But don't ask for any favors. Don't ask for anything at such meetings. All you're trying to do is to initiate a relationship. Another place where you can network at gyms or outdoor exercises, just taking a walk. If you live in places where that kind of jogging, swimming, just get out of this attitude, which is common to most of us Africans, where everybody is just forming and posing as it is. The worst you'll get from a hello is no response as it is. Again, I'm a typically shy person who lacks self-esteem. But look at me today. These are some of the practices that I have used severally and has worked for me. Just a hi, a hello, and I'll share with you sometime down the line how to get the attention that you may not even be the first person to utter a word in such places. Professional association, they always usually have programs, whatever association you belong to. You don't have to be there all of the time, but be known for the right reasons. Because somehow from all of those opportunities will come for you to network. Online, LinkedIn in particular. Many of us put up all kinds of posts online and social media, but guess what? We don't go liking other people's posts. You don't comment on other people's posts. How do you expect your own to be engaging? So learn to be engaging in other people's posts. It's a perfect way for you to also begin to get traction on your own content over time. And online, you want to connect with anyone, particularly someone of significance. Here's the trick. Just follow them. I'm sharing with you something that may take you 2 to 3 weeks to achieve. When you follow them, don't say anything. Just follow them. Anything they post, like it. Like it. After about a week, move beyond liking, make important, sensible contributions to some of their posts, not all of their posts. I bet you by the second week, they would go and check your own bio to see who is this person. And if they like how your bio presents itself, they're likely to follow you. Continue your like and occasional comment. Again, don't ask for anything. By the third week, if you've noticed, for example, especially when they acknowledge any of your comments with a like or a comment, give it another 1 week. Then go into their inbox and make a statement like, I'm inspired by what you're doing out there. I've been following you for a while. This is just to appreciate you. Again, don't ask for business, don't ask for anything. Give it another 1 week. Right. At that time, after about 3 weeks to a month, let them know you'd like an opportunity to meet with them because you're someone just growing your career or your business and you'd love to be guided and mentored by somebody like them. I bet you 8 out of 10, they'll give you that appointment. But note how you have achieved that access. Note how you have achieved that access. But the error most people make is they ask to follow me. Most of my accounts actually are not private. And the moment you accept the friendship, instantly they're shooting me some business requests and trying to tell me how wonderful their product or service is. And such people, 8 out of 10, I just block them because it's a very wrong approach. That approach is like you're trying to take me as the one night stand. And I don't think anybody likes to be treated as a one night stand. You have to first learn to just initiate the relationship and don't be in a hurry to buy or to ask for anything. Now, how do you set networking goals? First, any comments or questions so far? I'd like to hear in the chat box any comments or questions, or if this so far is logical and makes sense to you, just some feedback in the chat box. Some feedback in the chat box, anyone, just for me to know. That's a challenge with a virtual session. If it was physical, I'll be seeing your faces. Okay, thank you, Yemisi. Thank you. Thank you, Joseph. Okay, thank you, Musa. Okay, so let's go on then. Thank you, Abiola. So, setting networking goals. You need to, if you want to be effective in networking, you have to first start by building a strong personal brand. Because nobody really of value wants to associate with you if they don't see what value they can also derive. The higher people go, right, to lift those below them up, they have to bend down. Nobody wants to bend down. They need to also see what value you are also going to give for them to admit you. So the place to start in setting networking goals is be intentional in building a strong personal brand. You have to showcase your skills, your values, your personality. If you follow me online, you will see I practically live online, but I'm consistent. Whether I'm playing, whether I'm dancing, whether I'm teaching, there's some consistency in almost all I put online. I'm showcasing my skills as a leader, as an entrepreneur, as a people's person. It's all consistent. So you build a strong personal brand. I believe Hysen called me because of that. And most people that engage me for one-on-one coaching or strategy retreat for the organization is because they see that brand, SOJ Ludo, out there. In fact, some people, including Hysen, call me SOJ Ludo or SOJ rather than my real name, Olusoji Yahweh. So whatever I'm doing out there must be making some impact. So start by building a strong personal brand. 2, identify your target connection. It's not everybody you want to network with. So be clear on who or what group of people you seek to connect with. Is it entrepreneurs? Is it film producers? Is it Gen Zs? So you must be clear as to the audience that you are trying to connect with. So it's not for you to be at every networking event, you just show up. No, you must be strategic and identify your target connections. 3, you must be clear on what your networking objectives are for every event you go to. Is it access you want to get out of this event? Is it collaboration? Is it business or career growth? Or is there a problem you're trying to resolve? Maybe you have a challenge with one organization and you know the MD will be at this event. So you must be clear at what your objectives are before you go into a networking event. Now, in defining your brand, what I want to do is I want to elaborate a bit on the first item there. Because some of you may be wondering, how do I build a strong brand? So I want to take you through how to build a strong personal brand. First, just pick a piece of paper and write down your SWOT, especially what are your strengths? What are your values? What makes you unique? What is it about you? For me, for example, part of my uniqueness is I'm approachable. Many times people chat me up or engage me or want to book an appointment to see me, and they just chat me up online, and they're amazed that I'm responding. And furthermore, then I give them an appointment and they show up in my office and they're like, why? People like you don't answer us. And I'm like, hello? People like who? So that is a personal brand thing for me. But it may not be what you are, what you want to be, right? So identify what are your strengths, what are your values, what makes you unique. That's the start of building a personal brand. 2, you must be consistent in your message. So the way you present yourself, right, must be consistent. Over time, people know I'm a shoe person. So if I'm dressing up, whatever I'm wearing, my shoe will stand out. Something about me will make a statement, right? So I'm consistent. Usually also if it's a speaking or training engagement, I'll hold a flask with a drink inside it. All of those are consistent messaging. Then I have certain hashtags that are consistent in almost anything I share online. So the way you present yourself whether it is on LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram, or when they see you in person, must be consistent. Not that you are different in each of these mediums. So consider messaging helps your personal brand. 3, create valuable content. Share your knowledge. Like this is a free program, for example. By the way, if you were to engage me on one-on-one for an hour, I will charge you about $350 or Naira equivalent. But here is me spending about 2 hours here free. So it is also in enhancing your personal brand. So you can't just be all money, 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 or unapproachable. Share your knowledge and your expertise. Create valuable content that showcases your skills and interests. A few weeks ago, I just decided to have a lunch and learn. I've never had a lunch and learn. And guess what? Within about 3 days, I had 12 people paid. And after I closed it, 5 other people subscribed to be there, but it was too late. Guess what? I'm having lunch and learn 2. May. Again, it's all fully sold within 24 hours. So this is proof that I am a personal brand. But it had happened through defining the brand, consistent messaging, such that right now people are ready to pay about $35,000 to have lunch with me. But that is cheap. It's about $150 to have lunch with John Maxwell. It's $10,000 to have lunch with Elon Musk, which he does once a year. Just lunch with him. So I'm just growing. I'm just starting. Mine started with 25,000. It's moved to 35,000. The next one I'll go to 50,000. Because it's not the number. To create valuable content. And guess what? In that first session, 2 people engaged me for one-on-one session, and they paid. One engaged me to do a full-day strategy retreat for his organization this Friday, and paid my organization millions for that session. But it started from me creating a networking program, Launch and Learn, went for 10 people. First, we had 14, now maybe about 16 people who paid for the Launch and Learn. But guess what? They got value and they gave me back value. And I'm still getting value from such sessions. 4, network, build relationships with others in your industry. Don't try to do anything alone. Nobody achieves anything great acting alone. 5, be authentic, be true to yourself. If those that are a bit close to me or relate to me, sometimes even my grammar, my English is muddled up. It's worse when I write. I make all kinds of errors. But then that is who I am. I'm not CNN. I'm not BBC. So I'm not trying to impress anybody with my grammar or my accent. So be authentic in pushing your personal brand. In your attempt to be who you are not, you actually mess up your personal brand. Part of the authenticity is what draws people to you. Those are your stories of failure, your stories of imperfection as it is. It's what draws people. So when I'm able to show where I started up from, a third class graduate, WAEC, twice, failed JAM, and all of that, there are a lot of failures out there who just connect with that story. Where you have tried this transaction and you've been messed up and you have failed, that is not something to be ashamed. It's part of your personal brand. It's part of what gives you authenticity. Then be engaging with your audience, right? So when people comment or chat, respond. When they send you an inbox, respond. I don't have any social media manager. Anything you are communicating, I'm the one responding. If you choose to go the social media manager route, well, that is your identity, that's your brand, and there's nothing wrong with it. But I'm just using myself as an example. I'm engaging. So when somebody chats me up, either through DM or any of my posts, I respond. Sometimes within an hour, most times that same day. When you do that, it connects and makes you more relatable as a personal brand. 7, continuously learn to grow. Stay updated on industry trends. So I'm an entrepreneur. Working with my team, we've built about 5 or 6 businesses. 2 are international businesses. We continue to expand and grow. But guess what? I'm consistently learning more and more. So to grow your brand, you must be open to consistent learning and personal development and feedback from others. I can't forget one of my first attempts at a video recording, right? I didn't even have a a mic at that time. I was just speaking to the laptop. And a few friends called me and said, that was a good content, but I think you should invest in a lapel mic. I did. After a while, some others said, I think your screen is too dark. I think you should invest in light. So when you see me today with all of those investments, it didn't start off that way. I had several failures. And if you go on my YouTube handle, Olusoji Oyawe, you see some of those old recordings that I put up there. Sometimes I watch some of them and I'm like, hey, how did I do this? But guess what? I didn't pull them down because that gives some authenticity to the who you are now versus the who you were then. That's how you build a personal brand. Now, after building the personal brand, how do you prepare for networking events? How do you prepare? Like I said, always be prepared. So sometimes you don't know that it's a networking opportunity, but sometimes you know. You're invited to a wedding, you're going for a training, you're going for a burial, you're going for a wake keeping, you're going for an all students event, you are traveling. All of those present opportunities for networking. And here's how to prepare. Where you can, research the attendees ahead. Who are the people that will be here? Who is likely to be here? Don't go blindly. Do some basic research. And it's not difficult. If it's somewhere you're invited to, ask the people that are calling you. Most time I'm asked to speak at an engagement or what have you, or at a retreat like I'll be doing Friday and some part of tomorrow. I just ask the MD that is inviting me, who will be at that session? What is their job function? What are their levels within the organization? Are there things I should know about your organizations, things I should not talk about? Things, the more you prepare ahead, the better you will be at such programs. To prepare your elevator pitch. This one, you should even have it handy. But I bet most businesses don't know what this is or have it. An elevator pitch is that thing that when you get the opportunity, especially when you ask to introduce yourself, that you can say in 30 seconds and conveys who you are. So if someone was to ask me anywhere, for example, can you introduce yourself? I go, my name is Olusoji Oyawe. When individuals and businesses are looking for clarity and a quick route to profit, I provide both solutions through my coaching sessions. When individuals and businesses are looking for clarity and a quick route to profit, I provide both solutions through my coaching services. But if I had said, oh, my name is Olusoji Oyawe, I'm the MDC of Resource Intermediary, I'm a life coach, I'm a business coach, I've said nothing. None of that stays with the audience. But by the time I say when an individual or a business is looking for clarity, a quick route to profit, I provide both solutions. Those are problems, if they don't have right there and then, they will remember when they have the problems of clarity and growth, that this man says he has solution. And that's how I continue to get engaged, and people pay me for speaking, for coaching, for one-on-one. So what is your own elevator pitch? So you have to craft it. And to get it right, even what I've just shared with you, it took me days to get it right. It first starts with a long sentence, then you begin to edit and edit. The key thing about your elevator pitch is, what value are you giving out there? What problem are you solving? How do you solve it? So I'm solving the problem of clarity, business growth. How am I solving it? What's my medium? One-on-one coaching. So you determine yours, but those two key ingredients for being your elevator pitch. What solution? So that when you're at the table, at that round table, in the party, in the reception, in the what have you, you shake hands. Hello, my name is Olusoji Oyawe. And maybe if they don't ask you, you can ask them, are you a friend of the groom or of the bride? Of course, for you to be at that table, you must be one. Then you say what yours is, and any chance you get is, what do you do for it? And the person tells you what they do. Most likely not an elevator pitch. That gives you an opportunity on that table to put in your own elevator pitch. Oh, nice to meet you. My name is Olusoji Oyawe. When an individual or business is looking for clarity or a quick route to profit, I provide both through my coaching service. If they don't give you an appointment immediately, I bet you someone around that table will be calling you within the next 1 week. And that has always been my experience. Yes, BC, if a crasher at the party, we better have an elevator pitch ready even for crashing the party. Right. 3, set objectives for each event. So don't just go blindly. You're just going to show off your new clothes or to eat rice and beans. I never go to an event without some objectives. Right. I may not achieve it, but I go with some clarity. What do I want to achieve here? Sometimes what I'm going there to achieve is just to let them know there's somebody called Sojoyawe who does this and that, and I'm always looking for where I can add value. So somebody mentions the need, and I know who can solve the need, and I'm providing that introduction to them. That's me giving value. And the more you give, the more will likely come back to you. Now, next is strategies to network event effectively. 1, you must not be someone who talks too much. Don't talk too much wherever you are in a gathering. Because the more you talk, the less you are likely to pick on clues and tips that can be helpful to helping you in your networking. So be someone that trains him or herself to listen more, and then ask open-ended questions every chance you get. I've given you a few of the open-ended questions. So if I'm at a training, for example, I could ask some participant at the training that I didn't know before, is this your first time at the training with these people? Is this the first time you'll be listening to Sojoyawe? You want to know. And the person answers yes or no. Discussion has started. Then you'll also answer if it's also your own first time. And if it's a training, you're not sure if everybody there is from the same town, you can ask another open-ended question. Do you live in town or you came in for this training? Just ask open-ended questions. Before you know it, discussions just go on and on. Oh, you're at the wedding. Oh, are you a guest of the groom or the bride? The person would answer you. Then you may be, the bride actually, we work together at Resource Intermediaries. The person also tells you we're in school together. Room for me to ask the next question. What school was that? Then they tell you Federal Government College, interesting. I also went to Federal Government College. So before you know it, all those things we struggle with having conversations around tables, they're not that difficult. Just start and leave with an open-ended question and you flow from there. Then make authentic connections. Be genuine. Don't try to be who you are not, and don't take people on a ride. Be authentic. Note that it's not really about what you get from such session. It is about what you give. That is the mistake people make about networking. It's more about what you give, not what you get out of the session. It's more about what you give. Now, building and nurturing relationships. Follow up after networking event. I just came back from the March edition of John Maxwell International Conference. Out of the thousands of people there, I did make some good friends, about 3 or 4 of them, and we've continued to follow up on each other. So follow up when you make good contacts. And the follow-up, again, is not about what you get out of them. Just be their cheerleader. So this group that I'm talking about, for example, there's hardly anything they post online that I'm not one of the first to like or make some comment to encourage them. And guess what? A few of them did confess that actually they're inspired by how I'm doing mine is what is pushing them to do what they're doing. So we have not necessarily given each other any business particularly, but we're following up on each other. Then provide value to your connections. If you want to be someone who derives great value in networking, don't be in a hurry to send proposals or to ask people for anything. Just provide value. One of the participants here, I found out by some coincidence, was organizing a training in one of our co-work spaces about a week or 2 ago. Instantly, I was drawn to make sure 1 or 2 of my staff enroll for that class. I didn't know of the training until that morning. That's what networking does for you. Now, why am I doing that? Because this individual also looking through the past, there's a lot she has done for me without any expectation of anything in return. So at the slightest opportunity, I got to put something back. It was so easy for me to do that. And by the way, For anyone who is in training and uses spaces, I'm one of the owners of the Bunker co-work spaces when in Ibadan, Uyo, Port Harcourt, Abeokuta, Abuja, Lekki, and Yaba. If you are holding a training in any of our facilities, please let me know. Let me know and send me the program ahead, because we are heavy on training. We are heavy on staff training. So one, you are using my facility. Why won't I make sure I also enroll some of my participants? So that's what networking does. It's not about what you get out of people. It's about what you give. 3, stay connected through social media. I once attended a conference at Enterprise Development Center of Lagos Business School, where I'm a life member. And in the auditorium, while we're sitting waiting for the program to start, a young man came in and sat next to me. Next thing, we exchanged cards. He greeted, and we exchanged cards. And next thing he would say is he works for some chicken agric poultry farm in Ibadan. So he came from Ibadan for the program, and that their chicken are bred. What's that word? Natural breeds, healthy chicken, and all of that. Long and short, he was trying to sell chicken to me, and I laughed. Thankfully to him, I was in a good mood that day, so I quickly gave him some quick lecture on networking and marketing. And I said, young man, I didn't come here to LBS to buy chicken. I came for a conference. I've just given you my card as you gave me yours. I think what you ought to have done is to have immediately put my name and my company name on Google. Then you may have found out that I have thousands of staff under me. This was around July that year, about 3 years ago. Then what you should have done is when you get back to Ibadan, you just send me a chat. Glad to have met you, Mr. Yahweh. I'm back in Ibadan. I hope you enjoy the conference. That's all. Then begin to follow me. That tip I gave you earlier. Like my post, share, comment here and there. Then wait about August, September, and try that approach of trying to see me for an appointment to help you grow your career. And I'm likely to have given him the appointment. And I said, when I now give you the appointment and you come and see me, that is when I will be the one asking you what you do. And you now tell me at that time that you're in this poultry farm and what have you. Don't forget, December is coming. I'm the one that is likely to be negotiating how to buy chicken for 10,000 staff from you. As against you just meeting me and trying to sell me 1 or 2 chicken at an LBS conference. And by the way, if a typical Yoruba man like I am, I can imagine what would happen if I walk into my house with 2 chicken to my wife. And I say I bought chicken that is natural feed and all of that. I'm likely to get some hysterical response, especially if you know who I'm married to. It's not the man that buys chicken typically. So this man lost the opportunity to sell thousands of chicken because he was trying to sell 2 chicken. Right? So stay connected through social media, follow people, build a relationship. When you quickly go to sell, when you meet people, again, it's like you are a one-night stand individual. And I don't know any woman that likes to be so treated as it is. So what you want to do is build a relationship first. It takes time. Then when you begin to benefit each other, the network begins to deliver great value. Now, how do you overcome networking challenges? I begin to round up. Learn to build confidence. Like I said, this me you are saying is not the me 10 years ago, not even 8 years ago. I lacked self-confidence. I did a lot of just bulldozing my way through as it is, but I've learned how to build self-confidence. So build self-confidence. And one good way to build self-confidence is your appearance. When you look good, smell good, and wear good clothes, you are more confident as it is. And so find your style. The fact that something is trending does not mean it will look good on you. So find your own personal style, right? When you look good, you smell good, your confidence will grow. Ask open-ended questions, like I've said earlier. 2, manage time. That's time, not time. Manage time effectively. Don't dominate discussions in any gathering. Manage time effectively. Don't dominate discussions. 3, in dealing with the rejection, because sometimes, yes, you'll be rejected. Stay positive. Don't take it personal. Whatever you're trying to achieve or sell or connect with, it's not everybody that will like you, and there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with you as a person. Networking, by the way, is a numbers game. So not every interaction will lead to a positive outcome. So don't feel bad and hate yourself and avoid interacting because somebody rejected you or you felt ill-treated. Learn from the experience and see where you may need to improve in your approach going forward. And you just find out you are better at it. That's how to overcome rejection. And another tip I like to give for networking events is make sure you are wearing something on you that stands out. It could be a brooch, it could be a hat, it could be your color combination, it could be your style. I've gone sometimes to events wearing 2 different socks. I've done one before that I'm wearing 2 different shoes. Things that just stand out in the crowd. When you do that, you'll find out you'll be the center of attraction and everybody wants to talk with you and connect with you, even if only to find out why you're as crazy as you are. But all you are trying to achieve is to start that discussion and that relationship. Then they suddenly find out you're very intelligent, as it is. And you'll note that about me if you know me well enough and you see me in place. There's always something that will pop. Now, any comments or question? Because I like us to go into some action planning. I need you with the learning you have gotten so far. I hope you have something to write on. Set your networking goal for next month. Because this month is again, or maybe this month, set a networking goal. I've given you some ideas of what goals are, who you want to access, some who you want to connect with to solve some problem, who you want to collaborate with. Then after you do that, schedule a networking event in your calendar. Don't just leave it to happenstance. So let it go into your calendar. Friday morning, call this person. Go and follow this person online. Put it in your calendar. But commit to follow it up. And I bet you'll see your networking grow. You'll see your networking grow if you follow this through. I'm active on all of these social media handles. If you're not following me, I live on these platforms. And what I share in all of them sometimes differ. YouTube, I have a series of videos. You can go pick up 5-minute clips on various topics, particularly on leadership, life living, entrepreneurship, and business. I'm open to comments or questions because I'm done with the sharing in 45 minutes and I yield the mic back to our host, Hyson.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Can we appreciate SOJ, please? Let's appreciate. I want to see your comments. If you got value tonight, just share a word of appreciation. Okay. All right. If you are here, you got value. We want to see. Please share a word of appreciation. Okay. Thank you, Coach BC. We should expect that. You haven't said thank you. Zulu, thank you. Okay. Shadi, thank you. Patience, thank you. Okay, so a lot of appreciation. So we want to have conversation here. We want to take your questions. Right? Edwin said, excellent, thank you. Jude said, thank you very much. Joseph said, thank you, sir. All right, a lot of appreciation. Okay. Tolu, good to see you. Tolu said, thank you very much. All right, Musa is appreciating you. So we'll take questions now. A lot have been shared. My note is full. I don't know how many of us are taking notes, but I took a lot of notes. All right, I took notes about what networking is, where to network, your old student association, your colleagues at work, event, wedding, burial, naming ceremony, training workshop, religious places, transport, media, road, air, sea, gym, professional association, online. Okay, I think, they showed some ethical thing to do when you follow people online, follow them, comment and all that, setting goals, build a strong personal brand, identify target connection. We look at building a personal brand, what it takes to define your brand, okay? You need to be consistent in your messaging, you need to create valuable content, build relationship within your industry, be authentic, engage, with your audience, consistently learn and grow, preparing for networking event, research attendees ahead, prepare your elevation. I mean, this should stand out for us, okay? Because one of the things I hear all the time when you go and say, what do you do? I'm a doctor, I'm a coach, okay, all right? Without saying what you do for people, the value, you create for people. That's very instructive for me. Set objective for each event, effective network strategy, listen actively, ask open-ended questions, make authentic connection. It's about what you give, not what you get. Okay, building and nurturing relationship, that's important. Okay, follow up after networking event, provide value to your connections, stay connected through social media, how to overcome challenges, and we looked at in the action plan. So let's take questions. If you have questions, any areas you need further clarity, you can just please raise your virtual hands and we'll take questions. Yeah. Okay, let's see whether we have any hands up. Any hands up. Let's take advantage of the opportunity. Yeah, so if you have questions, we have one hand up. Whose hand is that? Okay, Adeoye, please unmute yourself and you can have the mic.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
And thank you, sir, so much for what you shared. I really gained a lot from the, from the instructions. And I have also understood that it's important to build connections, because many times people love the title self-made. So they tend to be allergic to collaboration and cooperation, and understanding that no man is an island. So my question now, you talked about, being able to take rejection. And that's something that is always not too easy to do. Though many times, some people find it easy, but me personally, I don't actually find it easy. So what I mean by that is, for example, now, you plan to make a meaningful connection with the person, and then you go up to the person with your best smile. You're not coming, being and you're not also like trying to get from them at the moment, but they still tend to come off as, throwing you off, that kind of stuff. They try to throw you off and like treat you rudely. So in that type of situation, how are you able to come back and maybe try again, maybe with another person and all those kinds of stuff? So that's my question.
Thank you, Adeoye. First, as much as possible, don't approach people blindly. Don't approach them blindly. Try to see if there's a common acquaintance that can provide that intro to you, someone they know, if it's an event or what have you, or if it's at the public place, maybe the person has spoken at an engagement and you just feel drawn to the person. Don't just walk up to the person and begin to make statements, I want you to be my mentor and what have you. For example, what I'll do is, if it's some person who has spoken at an event, as they are doing the speaking, which is what I do a lot, I just put the name on Google and get as much information as you can about that individual in that space. That gives you an idea whether you should move immediately or give it some time. So let's assume I'm the one that is speaking at an event and you want to get close to me, for example. By the time I put my name on Google and you find out I've written 7 books, When you are coming to me, you can make statements like, I see you have written 7 books. Where can I buy your books? Instantly, I will connect with you in my heart because you are looking to give me. You are not asking of me. You understand? So those are some of the tricks. And where you may have missed it and someone, that thing you call rejection, sometimes, especially for people who are moving up in life, who are leaders and what have you. Like I said, they guard that position jealously because they are consistently inundated by people wanting to take from them. So the instant reaction all the time is another one has come, another one has come. Very few are that accommodating to give you a chance. So make sure you avoid anything that looks like you are just another one after them. If you can't achieve it immediately, just initiate the relationship. Don't ask for anything. Go and follow them online and take that 1 month journey. You will achieve better results.
Adere, I hope your question is answered. We have.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir.
Okay, Ojomo, you have your hands up. Please, can you unmute yourself?
Yeah, I was going to ask a question. The question is, in your experience, which one is a better strategy to meet the persons one-to-one, that's face-to-face, and then follow up on online or through social media, or to meet them on social media and then try and follow up, face-to-face? Which is a better strategy?
If face-to-face works best when you can achieve that, where you have that opportunity. But the key thing again is be careful not to come across as wanting anything at such contacts. Don't be authentic. Don't lie about what you think of them. But if you truly feel inspired by them in one way or the other, you can just drop that. Don't even go the route of what can I have your number? Can you, what have you? So I can then go online and say, I'm the gentleman that spoke with you at social event. You understand? It's always, I'm not there yet, but even me already, I get those kind of public harassment, more or less. And you just resist it because you're like, the next thing will be my school fees or my mother is sick and all of those things. But if the person is making contact in a way that speaks to, oh, I get your mails, I'm a subscriber to your weekly mail, obviously instantly you connect with that person. And better still, if the person is not asking for anything at that moment, over time you are the one that begins to find how you can actually help the person. But some you don't meet physically for whatever reason, it is online. Just start that same process. Don't try to ask for an appointment immediately. Don't try to push what you want them to do for you. Be looking for what you can do for them.
Thank you very much, SOJ. There's a question on the chat session. Shade is asking a question. My question is on SWOT. What you think is your weakness might actually be your strength. And how do you understand what your strength is, especially when you have so many things going on with you? Thank you.
If you truly understand how to come up with a SWOT, your weakness cannot be your strength. As it is, a weakness is a weakness. I mean, your weakness can be somebody else's strength, but your own weakness cannot at the same time be your strength. Then how do you know what your strength is? The way to do a SWOT properly is just pick a piece of paper, divide it into 4 equal halves. And on the top left, title it strengths. Top right, weakness. Bottom left, opportunities. Bottom right, threats. Then be writing all you consider to be your strengths. You may get up to 10. Go again to the weakness, opportunity, and threats. When you finish, go back and start to begin to review them. At that point, you may find what you have placed as a strength is actually a weakness. The idea is you have to reduce each of those 4 to top 3. So if you have 9 strengths, all you need is your top 3 strengths. If you have 7 weaknesses, you want to narrow down to your top 3 weaknesses. Same with opportunities and threats. Because what happens is you use your strength to take advantage of your opportunities. So if I know, for example, for Soji Oyawe, one of my strengths is communication and inspiring people. Opportunities where I worship, the school I went through, the roles I occupy in society, there are opportunities. So I use my strength to take advantage of my opportunities. That's why I'm a speaker, I'm a coach, trainer, right? Because I have strength, opportunity. Weaknesses, you want to mitigate them and begin to find how to mitigate them. I'm ex-treasurer of a bank, I'm MD of company, I'm chairman of several, but guess what? I'm not good at money management. Many people are not aware. It's a weakness. So if you make me treasurer of your group, the day you ask for your money, I may have touched the money to do something else. So it's a weakness. So I need to find a way. So when they want to make me treasurer, I said, no, I'm not doing. And they wonder how, but you're MD. I said, don't worry. Because once I have money, I have a belief that if I spend it, it will come from another source, and I could be in trouble. So do your SWOT, know yourself, know because. And another way you know your strength is people would have been telling you, oh, you are good at this thing. Oh, that thing you did was fantastic. So reaffirmations helps you confirm how to do it.
Thank you very much. I wanted to add, and what you have mentioned is that you can also ask people. They will tell you what they think that you are good at. Okay. Do we have further questions? Any other questions? Please, if you have questions.
I see Musa Suleiman online.
Okay.
It says, my question is, when you find yourself engrossed in multiple talents, is it okay to pursue one at a time and keep juggling them? No, don't juggle them. This I learned when I read the autobiography of Richard Branson. He says, write all those talents down. Then go over them one by one. Which one are you best suited to implement for greatest value? Which one will require 20% of your time and effort and will give you 80% result? He says, start with that. You may find out that when you wrote them down, that was number 6, not even your number 1. He says, go and start with that one with minimal effort to give you greatest result. When that is going on well, you can then go to talent number 2. It's also why a lot of people fail in business. They say, I'm good at several things. A business, especially at startup, is like a newborn baby. That baby needs all your time. Go and ask those who have triplets and quadruplets. If it's the same way effort to bring up 2, 3, 4 children as it is to bringing up 1. That's the mistake you are making. Now, we have 5, 6 businesses now, but we didn't start the second one until 10 years after RIL, the first one was doing well. Otherwise, all would have been dead by now.
Thank you. That's the very valuable lesson. That's focus is one of the challenges that a lot of people have, especially when you have multiple strengths. But as we have been taught tonight, focus on the one that gives you the best value. Okay. Any other question, please? We want to shut this down. You can use the chat session or you can raise your virtual hand. We can take 1 or 2 more, except the topic is fully covered. All right. Okay. Any other question? We're going. Let me see. I can't see any hands up. Okay. Question, comment, or you want to show appreciation? We want to round it up. Okay. Shall I say thank you? One step at a time. All right. Okay. I think SOG, I think you deliver great value. The people are.
Thank you.
You know, okay. Kingsley has your hands up. Kingsley, why did it take you so much time? Please go ahead, Kingsley.
So sorry, Coach, that it took me so much time. I actually joined late, so I tried to catch up. So thank you very much for the presentation. Sincerely speaking, I've learned a lot. But I just want to confirm from Coach, is there much of a difference between networking and collaboration in business? Can they be used interchangeably, or just what they are they mean totally different words? So I appreciate
they are actually different. When you are collaborating, that is a product of networking. But networking basically does not necessarily lead to collaboration, because collaboration by definition means you are strong where I am weak. I am strong where you are weak, and we bring our strengths together to achieve value. But networking may not be of any immediate benefit to one party, but you are initiating and building a relationship that eventually, but when you network, it's never done with the expectation that I want to get something. You're just building relationships, but somehow it will always come back to pay, especially when you are not selfish in the approach. So somebody, for example, says they are selling a product that I'm not interested in buying, but I know who needs that product, who is an associate of mine, and I link them up. Networking has provided that benefit to that individual. Tomorrow, when the individual knows I'm in need of something, right, they're more likely to also provide it. So it's just more about giving. That's the key thing I've found out. Many people that provide value, like I said, this is, I didn't ask Kyson to pay me anything for this service. But guess what? Through this program, there are people in his community that now know me. He's also spoken at my own community. There are people from my community that also know him. So neither of us have parted with anything other than basically enhancing both of our networks. So that is collaboration. So networking can lead to collaboration, but not all networking leads to collaboration.
So Kingsley, you have to have a relationship first before you can collaborate. Okay, so please, SOJ has shared all his social media handle. You can follow. Just look at the chat session. You can follow him. We have also put a WhatsApp group link there in case you want to continue this conversation. Join us in that WhatsApp group. I want us at this time to appreciate SOJ in the chat session. We want your appreciation. Please, if you got value tonight, let's appreciate SOJ. Be generous in your appreciation. He's been generous in sharing value with us. Let's be generous with your appreciation.
Thank you.
Adim, thank you. Okay, I learned a lot. Okay, patience. Okay, all right. Please, let's do that. I want to see more of your chat. I want us to show appreciation. Please, we're supposed to pay how much to attend a session like this. Okay, I know how much it costs to spend 1 hour with SOJ one-on-one. Okay, thank you, SOJ. On behalf of our community, we want to say thank you. We really
for the invitation.
Appreciate this. We hope that we have this privilege to always collaborate and collectively add value. Ladies and gentlemen, we're shutting this down. We do this 2 Wednesdays in a month, the second Wednesday of the month, and the last Wednesday of the month. So on the 24th, we're going to have another session. We're going to be looking at how to design, a marketing system, okay, for your business. Basically, I'm doing this because, I got a leading that I should just share everything I know. Even my paid courses are being taught here for free. So if you want to get value, you want to take advantage of, those value that we're supposed to pay for, please look out for this. We have it twice every month. Second Wednesday of the month, we have a guest. And the last Wednesday, I take it myself. And this is last Wednesday, 24th. We'll be having a session. I'll be looking at how to design a marketing system, okay, that ensures that you are getting leads and converting leads on autopilot in your business. It promises to be an exciting time. So on behalf of the community, once again, we want to thank SOJ I saw Coach BC there. Thank you, Coach, for being part of this. We'll be extending an invitation to you very soon. We want to learn about emotional intelligence. On behalf of the team, I want to say thank you to everyone. Last Wednesday of this month will be another day. Have a nice night. Thank you very much. Toji, thank you very much. We're really, really grateful. Bye, everyone. Have a lovely night.